You are amazing. I forgot to turn on my mic. Thank you so much, Tomatoes32. I appreciate you. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pass the turn here. We have, we're not planning on sacking this Eldrazi spawn to guarantee our land drop because we want to draw it naturally so we're able to Through the Breach this Emrakul. Through the Breach notably has a converted mana cost greater than 4, so it cannot be spell quellered. Looks like the opponent's just getting in for the extra damage here anyways. Pretty reasonable. So we're hoping to rip an untapped land off the top of our deck to get our opponent. Do we get there? That's good enough. Alright, so we're going to shock this in. And we're going to cast this Through the Breach. Cast. We don't need to splice additional spells. Through the Breach. Let's go. Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn, please. As fun as it would be to also put in prime time, this actually should win us the game. Because we'll still have a 2-2 left over to continue attacking them. Once again, thank you so much, Tomatoes, for letting me know that the audio was not on. This is fun. Putting in a 15 mana creature with haste. Alright, let's go to combat. Attack with everything since they won't have any blockers. And then that's just our turn. Emrakul will shuffle in. That's the end of our fun. If we draw another untapped land, we get to Through the Breach the Titan. Killing them next turn, outright. So hopefully you're all doing well out there today. Alex here with Lucksack Games. Playing some... Ooh, wonder what they're flashing in. Are they going to flash in a... Oh, they're going to flash in a permanent afterwards to block the 15 damage. That seems reasonable. Or Vapor snagging their own thing. That's fine too. So they're now at 1 because they cast a Vapor Snag, and we have a Nest Invader. First, probably one of the few times in history that Nest Invader's been the lethal threat, I betcha. Alright, so we're against Spirits. I actually think we don't have much in the board in the way of Spirits. We don't want creatures on the ground because they go in the air. Firewalkers obviously aren't helping. Blessed Alliance, maybe. But I feel like our main game plan is pretty good for that. Chat, are there any cards you see, let me go ahead and get the whole sideboard here visible, that you feel that we should be bringing in this matchup against Spirits? Maybe the Abrade? Excuse me. I'm thinking it's the Abrade. Just Abrade. Yeah. One Abrade, and I guess we'll cut since Night doesn't threaten them as much since they can just fly over it. Yeah. And you do like Blessed. Okay. What do you think we should cut? So, I can cut 2 more Knights of the Reliquary. For the reasons stated earlier, I'm not as comfortable with Knight of the Reliquary, because even though it does tutor the lands we like, it doesn't fight well on the ground. And especially on the draw, I feel like it won't be as powerful. If you see a different cut, definitely let me know, though. We want more low-to-the-ground creatures so we can trigger Windburst Kites. Cut the red dudes. Yeah, Generator's Servant. That's the call. Especially since we're not playing boars or anything. Yeah. Generator's Servant. Thank you so much, Tomatoes. I appreciate the input. I think that was top-tier advice. So Emrakul and Primeval Titan are both hits with this in a way, right? I think we keep this. We also can literally not... We don't have to cast this till turn 2. So let's take a draw step. We also could naturally draw into one of those things. We hit Blessed Alliance. Nice. Windburst Heights is not casting a card, so let's go ahead and play that. Hide away a... Well, you might as well just hide away the Titan since we already have it through the reach. Can't go wrong with a 6/6 trample. This card is banned in Commander. That's how powerful it is. Imagine how powerful a card has to be banned in Commander. So we do want pass the turn here. I think we're jamming Lotus Cobra on 2. So let's once upon a time see if we can hit something interesting. Since we're casting a creature spell on our turn, I guess, I guess we kind of want it to get Force of Negated, right? Over our Through the Breach. So let's go ahead and remember to do it on our turn, but we're going to take a draw step. Windburst Kites again. Not ideal. Hello, Emrakul. Emrakul's a good hit there. So, play fetch land, fetch. I feel like they probably have Spell Queller next turn, right? So I think we just get Lotus Cobra down this turn. And then pass. So what we can do now is, with a fetch land, is 2, 3, 4, 5 Through the Breach mana. So opponent just casts a Supreme Phantom, and it looks like if our Lotus Cobra survives, we're gonna through the... Darn, that one makes it a lot more expensive to Through the Breach. A lot more expensive. So let's see what we draw to here. Mind you, Lotus Cobra plus a couple of fetch lands can get there rather quickly. So let's see what we draw here. Stomping Ground. Alright, that's not terrible. So let's go ahead and play out... I feel like it's another Windburst Kites. Stack these abilities. None of these are very good. I'm thinking just Through the Breach. Because if we're casting Noble Hierarch off that, we already have 3 creatures. Nah. We're not going to make the mana. We're going to Blessed Alliance on their turn. Make them sack either Mausoleum Wanderer in order to counter it, or an attacking creature. Basically, they can pick if the attacking creature is Mausoleum Wanderer. Drogskull Captain's pretty good too, right? Pumping that up to a 5/5. It'll be a 4/4 on our turn. Yeah, it's a... If we survive, I'm pretty sure the opponent has us on a fast enough clock that there's a good chance that we don't survive long enough. So we're gonna... You sack a creature. If you make it the Mausoleum Wanderer, we kill you. Not actually, but you're bored. Yeah, opponent makes the correct choice and sacks that, which means now we only have to pay 3 extra mana for our Through the Breach. Alright, taking damage here, and our turn. Titan, you don't say. Are we dead next turn? 3, 6, 7, 8. Any Lord kills us next turn, which it seems to be that's what their draws are. Titan, let's see. We can cast Titan this turn, and I think that's what we're doing. We can't Through the Breach and pay the additional 3, because currently we have 3, but we can't generate 5. So I think this is a situation where we just go fetch land, and we're going to get a green, crack the fetch land, get another green, and basically hope our opponent can't interact with us. We're not going to auto yield to that because we might want to respond at some point, but yes. We're going to cast a Titan here, which is going to also generate some mana that'll never actually, happen. Yes. So we're going to go get Mosswort Bridge. And Mosswort Bridge, I think. Or Kessig Wolfrun. Kessig Wolfrun guarantees the activation of Mosswort Bridge. Do we have a life gain land? That's smart. Smart again. Thank you, Tomato. Let's see. Tomato. Tomatoes. Let's see. We have Kalani Garden, but that's not a blocker for them. Same with Dryad Arbor. So it looks like we don't have a life gain land. Oh, but Kalani Garden turns on Wimbrisk Heights. But Through the Breach is kind of useless in combat. So I think we just go with double Mosswort Bridge and try and hit an Emrakul. No, Mosswort Bridge, Kessig Wolfrun. Try to hit an Emrakul. There's only 3 left in the deck. Do we think we go with Kessig Wolfrun here or Wimbrisk Heights? We're not, Kessig Wolfrun or Kalani Garden. So we're enabling one of our things. I feel like it's Kessig Wolfrun, right? Yeah. Alright, I'm going to grab Kessig Wolfrun because that gets us to 10 power. We want to do the hideaway first. Show us an Emrakul. Show us an Emrakul. Haha, that's an Emrakul. Okay, well, if we survive, we're gonna win the game. That's the great news. So, if we survive, we're gonna win the game. So, that Blessed Alliance may have bought us a turn that we were looking for. So, we're gonna make blue-black, because I did say always yes to that, and then we're gonna pass the turn. So, we're still dead to any Lord. We are not dead to a, what's it called? Spell Queller, because our spell is 15 mana. Very relevant. Selfless Spirit's pretty good. So let's say that makes it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not lethal yet, opponent. You need to play one more Spirit, and then we will die. Create a Spirit token with flying. That'll do it. That'll do. Alright, so double check by making sure. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, exactly Leiths. Alright. Game 3, though. I think we stand a pretty good chance here. So do we want Generator Servants to power out a Hasty Titan since we know that they're going to be on a... Since we know they have Mausoleum. Maybe we're supposed to slam Thor and force the set. It's a good one, too. Yeah, I think that's actually the line. Tomatoes, again. Because then we're not... There's more things we're not dead to. And the Mausoleum Wanderer pumping itself definitely seemed relevant. Alright, on the draw, since this requires that they're attacking and for us to hold up mana, I think I want to be more proactive and get these Generator Servants, especially because Generator Servants can enable a Hasty Titan. Do you think that sounds correct to you? A little unfortunate that we didn't have some sort of life gain land. Like even that gain 2 land, but I guess our mana base doesn't really support it. Alright, we're going to try these Generator Servants on the play. Alright. I'm going to keep this. I feel like we're Emrakul or best. Kind of. Yeah, kind of. Do you think this once upon a time we'll find an Emrakul or Titan? I feel like this is a pretty strong 7. We get 3 creatures to attack with the Wimbrisk Heights. I'm keeping this one. So the annoying thing... Okay, so do we fetch Forest to save our life? Or do we So first things first, we're going to fetch before we cast Once Upon a Time to increase our chances of hitting. Alright, let's go. Forest. Remember to cast Once Upon a Time before a Noble Hierarch or Bird. Haha! That's an Emrakul. That is an Emrakul. Okay. We're going to go ahead and play out the Noble Hierarch. The reason why is because if for some reason they're going to kill the bird this turn, I'd rather they killed the Noble Hierarch. And it looks like, okay, a Vial. Vial's fine. I thought they were going to dismember our Hierarch. I'm like, no, we like that mana, opponent. Drawing that untapped was huge because that means we get to do the thing next turn. Let's go ahead and play Nest Invader. Go ahead and fetch. This is great. I don't think we can afford to grab second Forest here, so I think we're going to go ahead and shock the Stomping Grounds and play the bird. That way if something dies, we can still through the breach. Alright, opponent. Let's see what you have on turn 2. The Mutavault start, double Vial. 1 land double Vial? What if we took away your entire board, opponent? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Alright, so non-zero chance that the opponent has Force of Negation here. But we're still going to go for it. And? Do you have Force of Negation, opponent? They can force us to have to pay 1 additional. That's fine. Yep, Mausoleum Wanderer. No. Opponent has Mausoleum Wanderer. They're alive, but we get a Hideaway trigger here. Let's see. Let's put I guess our 1 Knight of the Reliquary. That's a little interesting. Alright, let's chip in for 2 here. Rip. Opponent had interaction for us. Can you believe their balls interacting with us? It's a shame it had been Wimber's Kites. I absolutely would have played an untapped land. But the chances that they had 3 1-drops in their opening hand, I have to feel are pretty small. I guess we have 2 Knight of the Reliquaries in our deck, huh? Really wish this was Emrakul under here, because then we'd be getting an Emrakul in play, but you know what? Mosswort Bridge. See what we put underneath this bridge. Alright. Alright. Well, I don't think we're attacking in to put this Knight. I think we're just casting this one because they can't Spell Queller it. Does that sound correct? That feels correct. Mosswort Bridge is 10 or more power in play. So, cool trick, we can cast the Knight under it next turn, and then cast Emrakul. Also, other cool tricks is involving combat with Hierarchs. Because, like, see, now we have 4, 5, 6. Now we have 7 power in play. It's the little things that matter. So now the opponent can't even block with the Mutavault by itself if they wanted to. They can block with both. I'd imagine they're going to start trying to develop a clock on their side, though. The fact that we have the Emrakul under the bridge is great, though. Because 1 Knight can grow both of them as well. So I think as long as the opponent doesn't have Ghost Quarter here, we might have it. Opponents played this incredibly well. I'd assume they've been on Spirits for a while. Oh, they have Ghost Quarter, but which one do they hit? Which one do they hit? I think we're going to force the condition on Mosswort, and then they're going to... Oh, not Mosswort, sorry. Sorry. Windbrisk, and then they'll Ghost Quarter that, which will... Oh, see what we're doing here. We're doing upkeep. Maybe they'll just Ghost Quarter it during upkeep. Yeah, that's fine. Anything to do with this at instant speed. This only sacrifices... Yep, okay. Yep. So let's go grab our planes and draw a card. Through the Breach. Through the Breach is a great draw here. Kessig Wolfrun. Oh, that's amazing. Alright, so 5, 6, 7. I can get to 8 if I attack. This only has to pump for 2. Was this the perfect draw? I think this might have been the perfect draw. Alright, so... Kessig. Knight sacrificing this plains. Goes up to 6 power. Oh, no. We just would have got there with the knight. Knight is an incredible magic card. Now he's 7/7. So let's go ahead and grab a... This untapped. Yes. Go ahead and red. Yep, 12 power 10 or greater, just double checking. Let's go ahead and give this +1/+1. And trample is a very scary thing now. Perfect draw is Brainstorm. Hi, Andrea. Good to see you, my friend. I mean, not in Modern. If you draw a Brainstorm in Modern, I believe you lose the game on the spot. So, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright, let's cast our Emrakul. Boom. Alright, so we'll take an extra turn after this. Our opponent has less than 6 permanents, although they have 2 vials, so they can have more than 6 very easily. So we could attack with this Nest Invader, but I'm just going to pass through this turn. Let's go to our next one. How was the flight? Are you in London yet? Andrea, I tried to do a vintage league earlier with show and tell, and I may have made a bit of a boo-boo. I may have put 4 days in a deck that had a grand total of 4 islands in it. Oops. Alright, so we get to just go to combat here, so let's go ahead and play this Wood Foothills. So we can grow our Knight of the Reliquary at instant speed. And we're going to attack him. Okay, that was good enough. So our opponent apparently was calculating how they were not dead to this Emrakul. And that pushed over the edge. Alright, so we won the first one. Good to hear you landed safely. Kind of jealous of your food before takeoff. I was rather hungry when you posted that. So that was kind of a fun first game, right, against Spirits. Feels like they're only slightly interactive, and the less interactive they are, the better it is for us. So thank you everyone out there that's tuning in. I'm Alex here with Lucksack Games. I sometimes stream on Twitch. I'm getting more into that. And I have a larger library on my YouTube. If you like what you see, definitely drop me a follow. It costs you absolutely nothing. And if you want to find me on YouTube, definitely feel free to leave me any kind of comments there about my play or about a deck you'd like to see played. Let's see here. What does this hand do? This hand plays 2 tap lands into a Knight of the Reliquary. I think we can do better than that. Let's mulligan. Ah! This card didn't even change spots. Alright, well, this is absolutely unkeepable. Let's see. Alright. This is less than ideal, but we're going to keep it. Let's go ahead and bottom. I guess the plains and... Guess one Sharp Teeth. Alright. Want to mold a 5. See what the opponent's playing. Tron? What kind of monster plays Tron? Like, legitimately. So the reason why I kept Wolfren is because it still enables a Mosswort Bridge and can turn our Nest Invader into a threat if we never draw another one. That was my thinking there. Alright, so we might hit a Monodork, so we wanted to go ahead and do this on one. So we did hit a Monodork. But we also hit a Titan. Yeah, no, absolutely. Tron can't beat turn 3 Emrakul. Tron is my paper deck. Let's see. I think it's just we take Titan here and play a Windbreast Kites. No. We take Noble Hierarch and play a Stomping Ground. Next turn play Nest Invader, Windbreast Kites, and it's turned on. Hi, Cesar. Alright. I like that line. So we're gonna shock this, play Noble. And next turn we're planning on playing Nest Invader and tapped Windburst Kites. And if we get the Emrakul under the Windburst Kites, we can trigger it with the attack. Please be bad, Tron. This is not bad, Tron. Birds of Paradise there, obviously making me wish we had taken the Primeval Titan. Let's see what we get here off the top. Windburst Kites. Prime time's not the worst, but obviously not ideal either. I still think we want to enable 3 attackers next turn, though. Because putting Titan in play is, if their draw's not that great, might still get us there. We're just going to keep trying different ways to get an Emrakul in play until one works. Very likely that this is a match we'll have to win post-board. That's the Tron. What you playing, opponent? Please cast a Mattery Shaper and a Thought-Knot Seer now. I want you to cast a Mattery Shaper and a Thought-Knot Seer. Oh yeah, I'm gonna turn off auto yields because if they Thought-Knot or if they Karn our land, I think we just concede, right? Concede? No, maybe not. We have Kessig. I guess we don't exactly concede, but well, this looks like Expedition Map plus Wormcoil. This looks like Expedition Map Wormcoil. Oh god, that's far worse for us. I think that's far worse for us. We're about to lose our board. Yep. Pink. Pink. We can't beat that. With our little dudes. Yeah. Ballista. Yikes. Yikers. I think we get in there for 2 while the getting in there's good. That was a great draw. So I no longer play Kessig Wolfrun. Now I fetch. Because fetching grows the knight. So let's go get a forest and well, their blocking decisions aren't going to change. Let's go ahead and slam this knight at the relic. Now they're going to Karn my knight. You know how this goes. You know how this goes, Cesar. Unfortunately, we're on the wrong side of the Tron matchup. However, I am definitely a fan of Tron, obviously. But, opponent's basically firing on all cylinders at this point. Knight of the Reliquary from their side of the table also looks like it could represent a Ghost Quarter as well, which would take apart Tron. So there's a chance that they want to pass with at least 2 mana up to crack the map. And as my opponent immediately cracks the map and goes, no, you're a liar, I'm going to do it now. Oh my god, they are bad Tron. That makes the Walking Ballista so much more infuriating. Everyone, Arya has to see this. Oh, dear God. Alright. Alright. Ooh, there's a Mosswort Bridge. There's Moss. Unfortunately, they have double Ghost. Alright, so they literally have enough lands now to Karn Lattice us. I am also recording, absolutely. So don't worry. And I'll send it over to Arya. Alright, let's see. Mosswort Bridge. Let's see what we grab here. I think this knight actually might hold down the fort then. Oh god, and there's an Emrakul, so yeah. As long as the opponent doesn't get to Ghost Quarter or Lattice Lock us. Can be big ifs there. Yes, I realize I'm casting a Bird of Paradise when there's a Walking Ballista with only one counter on it. I don't think I want to trigger their Matter Reshaper, so I'm just going to pass the turn. So they are on Bad Tron. So, I'm not going to get 7 mana Karned. I'm getting 4 mana Karned. This seems fine. This seems great. Okay, not great. Great's an exaggeration. Three. Basilisk Collar. I thought they were getting Lattice. Nah, this is far worse for us. Far worse. They could put a counter on that Ballista too. Yeah. Oh no. Is this casting about to be relevant? Almost. Almost, Cesar. Almost. Alright, so I still think we, I think I don't want them to sit there with the counter on it, so let's go ahead and do this now. And we're never triggering Windburst Kite. Oh. Oh, I like this line. We're grabbing Kalani Garden. We're making an 0-1. I think opponent was supposed to get Lattice 100% there too. Because then they chump with Matter Reshaper, block Nest Invader, play a bridge, and then we're locked out of the game. But you never know what Badtron's playing in their deck. Maybe they don't have access to it. It's a shame that these 2 hideaways aren't reversed, because we're getting to cast this Prime Time next turn. Wait, does that mean the Kessig Wolf Run's relevant? Yeah, I think, let's see what we can do here. And combat, attack. We're going to attack all at Karn. Oh, we can't trigger Windburst. We don't have a white source then. Hunt Sereno. Alright, we dead. I agree with the we dead philosophy. So, Eldrazi Tron. We want this Ancient Grudge. We want this Abrade. Damping Spheres are not as good against them by any means, but those seem fine. I don't think we want these Generator Servants. Oh, or do we? They're pretty fast. Do we just want to fast them? If we had Ghost Quarters to go get, I would be hotter on these Knights. Since we don't, I think I'm okay with cutting some of them. Is Stony Silence? No, Stony Silence is bad against Eldrazi Tron, right? Stony on the play. You really think so? Okay. What are we cutting though? Is the problem, right? Like if we can cut our last Knights. But Knight's so good against their Eldrazi. I keep forgetting they're the Eldrazi Tron deck. I think it's 2 Once Upon a Times and 2 Nest Invaders. It's gonna be a little hard to turn on these Wimber's Kites, but we'll do what we can. We would like to play first. We'd also like a broken hand, please. I wouldn't call his hand broken by any means. So this hand is going to be a keep, I think. I'm keeping this. Map Ballista stops a lot. Yeah, exactly. Opponent should have absolutely just grabbed Lattice there and won the game. So, why I kept this hand? This can go fetch Dryad Arbor. So Dryad Arbor will allow us to cast Nest Invader, and then we can play a tapped Wimber's Kites. Alright, so yield until the end step. Crack this. Dryad Arbor. This opens up a little bit to dismember as a Stone Rain, but I think that's fine. I think we need to race, otherwise I'd love to get this Lotus Cobra down. Let's not have Ballista this game, opponent, please. Be my best friend if you just played Matter Shapers. Well, going for Tron on 3 again. Understandably. Now I'm confused. Oh god, how many pieces of Tron do they have? Alright. So we can trigger Wimber's Kites, but it's tapped, so we're not too worried about it still. I'm actually good sack. I think I'm good sacking the Scion here. To play the Knight of the Reliquary? Feels quite right. No? Wimber's Kites can't trigger when they attack. So it'll be alive next turn. Oh, playing second map is... Yeah, even if they have natural Tron, that also feels incorrect to me. Alright, so we're going to play the Wimber's Kites here. With... That's a little rough. I think that's a reason... Develop another threat. So let's go ahead and play this Knight of the Reliquary. It's only a 3/3 now, but it'll grow. Alright, let's find out. Especially because, like... I guess we don't have Shattering Spree, but we did have red. We could. If we shatter both their maps, we could put them in a really bad position. They did just have the Nats, of course. Oh. I wonder if they grabbed Ghost Quarter. They grabbed a Blast Zone. Steel Wall. So sorry. Do you see that Steel Wall? They grabbed also Urza's Power Plant. So the card under here is pretty dead since Blast Zone and all. Ooh. So Lotus Cobra allows us to cast this turn, I'm pretty sure. So Lotus Cobra. Crack this for a fetch land. Always yes. Like, yeah, what if we cast Stony? Yeah, you're 100% correct. Like, I also am very confused. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Did I miscount here? So 1 floating, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I did miscount. But I control creatures with total power 10 or greater. Let's see here. So I guess we just get Temple Garden here. Yeah, right? It doesn't just signal it, it screams it. So I'm just double checking, making sure I can't do it this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4. If one of these was untapped, we could, but we can't. So we're going to bring it in tapped. Add green. Mosswort Bridge, which is online. Ooh, Through the Breach. We found Through the Breach. We found Through the Breach. All right. We can cast this pre-combat currently. All right, let's add a red and pass turn. We don't get in there for 2 because there's no point. So if this knight lives, I don't think, since we have no 1-drops on the field, opponent can't immediately blow Blast Zone to put us off of it. Yeah, opponent has Blast Zone. Okay. Sweet. Double check that our total creatures' powers is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So I guess we just cast this. Through the Breach. Cast. Yeah. I know there's lots of players that love doing this to Tron, so let's attack with at least 3 creatures. Alright, cool. So our Windbrush Kites is still on because we have Knight of the Reliquary. So let's begin sideboarding. Alright, on the draw, I mean, if our opponent plays like that again on the draw, I kind of want Stony Silence, but we cut the Stony Silences, right? I'm not the only one that thinks that. I know, it's even lethal on this turn. Like, literally just dead. I think we cut the Stony Silences and bring back in the Once Upon a Times. Just to try and find the Through the Breach Emrakul you. And I guess since Emrakul matters a little bit more, do we actually just cut on 2 Titans? That feels if. I kind of want the mana these Generator Servants are bringing down. I think we cut 2 Knights. How does that sound? No, we already agreed. Knights hold down the fort pretty well. Wrecked by them, sometimes it does nothing. Yeah, against traditional Tron, like our normal list, I believe that is 100% fine. We're on 24 lands. I'm actually going to go ahead and trim 1. Watch this. Famous last words. We have 24 lands. I'm going to trim 1. This is the 1 land hand I deserve. Keep. This is still potentially a turn 2 Knight of the Reliquary into turn 3 Through the Breach. So seems pretty good to me. Oh, we're gonna get a knot. Our thoughts all tied in a knot. All tied in a pretty little knot. So I'm fetch shocking here because if I want access to white and red. Yep, here's their thought knot seer. They finally have the turn 2. The vintage playable. If they're smart, they take Emrakul. No, I mean Through the Breach. Because we have Primeval Titan anyways. Or the bird, I guess. Depends what kind of game they want to play. Neither the Reliquary is reasonable if they think we're going to hit the land. Alright. Land. Land. Haha, cutting the land didn't punish us. Alright. Let's go ahead and fetch. Shock. Knight of the Reliquary. Pass to this turn. Alright, so let's see. If we draw another land, Knight ramps by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not quite enough. Through the Breach off the top, though. Still pretty darn good. I think we just take 4 here. Trading Knight seems bad. Knight is one of our ramp spells. Knight generates a mana every turn. Matter Reshaper? Matter Reshaper resolves. That's none of what we do, right? So, Sarah, look at this Grafdigger's Cage. You see this Grafdigger's Cage? This literally does nothing against us, right? Like, I'm not the only... I have an Ancient Grudge in my hand, and I don't want to cast it. Like, okay. So that has us doing something next turn. I hope they play a better artifact for me to smash. That's an Emrakul. That's an Emrakul. Any order on the rest? Let's go ahead and play out a Birdo. And I think we just pass turn. Holding up Ancient Grudge plus Knight becoming a 5/5, which means they can't attack. I can't tell them in chat it does nothing. I have all my chat disabled while I'm streaming. Sorry, Cesar. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to right-click on it a lot, because I think that makes it red on their screen. Well, I feel pretty smart for having this Ancient Grudge now. So Walking Ballista for 1 is going to keep them alive for a turn. Attack with their 3-power Reshaper. There's no way they could assemble Tron. Alright, I think... Do we block this? Yeah. No, we're fetching Kalani. That's 100% correct, because then we have enough attackers. Do we block this? I don't think it matters, right? Yeah, no, we just don't block that. Yeah, okay. Because that gives them a mana now. So we're going to yield until... we're going to turn off auto yields. Let's just manual this. Yeah, I'm down for that. It was a little rough against my Tron opponent having a Walking Ballista in play. Alright, that's the expected result, but they know we have Kalani Guard and we had it last game. I guess we could have it in hand. Boink. Let's go ahead and not sacrifice our white source. I like the sound of not... do we grab Dryad Arbor or... I guess Kalani Garden's the same. Let's go ahead and grab Kalani Garden. Untap. Upkeep. Draw. Draw. Alright, now we're also protected against Dismember. Dan, 21, hosting my stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So we're playing the Emrakul deck, and we're about to the Emrakul our opponent. So we're attacking with 3 creatures. We will now be able to cast our Windburst Kite stuff. Opponent's just waiting to see if this is something they can't beat, which we're going to go ahead and reveal it is not something they can beat, as we take an extra turn after this one. Alright, looks like the opponent's auto-yielding. This Emrakul swing is lethal in the air. Grafdigger's Cage, everyone. Alright, we won the match. Hey everyone that's just tuning in, we're going into match 3 of the Emrakul, with the Emrakul deck. For those of you that have never seen this deck before, I'm sure you're not the only one. This deck focuses around every possible way in Modern to cheat around Emrakul's mana cost, because 15 mana is so much. Unless you're playing Tron lands, you're not going to get up to 15 colorless. So, what instead we try and do is cheat with Through the Breach. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate having you in chat, and thank you for seeing the stream. If you want to see the rest of how this league goes, definitely check it out on our YouTube. So we're just waiting for our next opponent. Should we start calling them victims? I mean, if we're attacking with Emrakul, I feel like we should. Alright. And so we just won against Eldrazi Tron. I can't remember what our opponent was on the first match. But yeah, I'm a fan of fun and wacky brews like this. Corbin Hostler, well done. For me personally, while I do brew in Modern a little bit, I definitely prefer brewing in Legacy. One of the brews I've had the most success with would be Mono Blue Rogues. Alright. Enough about me. Let's play some Magic. Won the die roll? Yep. Double Once Upon a Time Knight of the Reliquary. I'm going to keep this because if Once Upon a Time finds a dork, this hand is great because it casts a turn 2 Knight of the Reliquary. Excuse me. And if it doesn't find us a dork, that's a little unfortunate, but it might find us an Emrakul. Or Primeval Titan. We can go ahead and grab Primeval Titan. And then we'll play a fetch land and pass. End of the opponent's turn, we will fetch possibly Dryad Arbor, depending on what they're playing. The reason why we fetch Dryad Arbor, even though it makes us a little more vulnerable, and probably not against the Scalding Tarn deck, is it's a third attacker for Windbrisk Kites. Alright, our opponent's on the beatdown. So, I'd imagine this matchup's very not interactive. So let's grab a Temple Garden. Nope, it's draw. Emrakul. Alright, well now we want to through the breach, so let's go ahead and play this forest, and we'll pass to the turn. We're going to fetch for plains on our next turn, and Knight of the Reliquary. Unfortunately, this Once Upon a Time cannot find us a through the breach, which is what we'd really like. Yep. Burn doing, burn things. We have been skewered. We didn't even criticize you, opponent. We said your deck was very good. We can go ahead and respond to this. Let's see. Kalani Garden doesn't buy us the turn. I think it's Lotus Cobra to try and bridge the gap into this Titan. I think if we're going to win the game, that's basically the way we're going to do it. We're going to take a literal shit ton of damage. Going to 9, opponent is on burn with 4 cards in hand. Let's draw. Another Knight of the Reliquary is not the worst. So we get to play this knight out, the first one out, big enough that the Swift Sphere kind of has to respect it, as far as bolted out of the way. The second knight will be bolt proof. Oh, that's right, the fetch makes this a 4/4. This one's bolt proof. So I think that means, let's see. Next turn we can play Lotus Cobra and Knight of the Reliquary, it looks like. Might want to do that. Another Swifty boy. Alright. This looks like a trade of a Bolt plus a Swift Spear for my Knight. Maybe it just goes face. Searing Blaze. Oh god. Well, that's definitely towards our worst case scenario. Well, I don't think there's a difference between 3 and 1. That's the good news. So we get to freely shock this in now. Make a green and cast this Knight of the Reliquary. Which, we are still dead. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. I would be shocked if we survived at 1. We don't even have to concede the game. The game will automatically kill us when they drop our life total to 0. So how's everyone out there doing? Hopefully you're all having a wonderful evening. It's evening where I'm at. Wherever you may be, it may be day, it may be... Alright, 1-1 is good enough to actually dead us. I'm not going to lag up the game by conceding. Alright, so we want these Blessed Alliances. They gain us 4 life. We want this Core Firewalker. We wish we had more. Alright, so let's see what we cut out against our opponent. I feel like most of our smaller dudes are pretty good, actually. I think we could cut a Dryad Arbor since... Well, Dryad Arbor actually has a point of power. Dryad Arbor or Kalani Garden. Like I cut one of my man lands. I need to make 3 spots. Generate a Servants. Those are never living a turn. And a Once Upon a Time. Let's try it like that. Having to have double white for Core Firewalker is a little bit of a double-edged sword, but I think we can navigate around that. Especially because Core Firewalker is such a slam dunk against their deck. For those of you that are not familiar, it is a 2/2 with protection from red and gain a life whenever a player casts a red spell. I'm going to keep this, even though turn 2 Knight of the Reliquary didn't go so well for us last time. I'm fetching a forest, though. Forest. Fetch, grab a forest, and cast this bird and pass the turn. So we kind of have a lot of payoffs here, but I think the thing about when you play against burn is you have to consider you're not going to play out your whole hand most games anyways. You'll be forced into either killing them first, or they have you dead. So ideally, if this knight sticks, we can kind of clock our opponent back, potentially. Let's find out if there's Bolt Le Bird. I think we're fine taking 1 here. So we really want to avoid things like Searing Blaze. That was a very reasonable draw. Yeah, I think now we just cast the knight like this. It's a 3/3, unfortunately, instead of a 4 power thing. But if they bolt it, I still think that's overall a win for us. We're 2 land drops away from getting these Titans in play. This is Searing Blaze. It's obviously worst case scenario for us. If they have Bolt, this is really bad for us. See what they do. They only have like a Boros Charm. They can kill this knight. But it trades. And that doesn't seem so good either. See what the opponent decides on doing. Opponent decides to Searing Blood. Ah, okay. Searing Blood, huh? Okay. Not what I expected. We can't attack with the birds to send a message here because we need to hold up this Blessed Alliance with Escalate. So that if they attack us, we not only gain 4 life, but kill their thing. That's the thing that might give us the land, so we kind of like that thing's attacking us. See what we get. Oh no, what was revealed? Lotus Cobra. Well, that's kind of cool. I don't get to draw that anyways because I'm fetching, but hey. I have to shock if I want to gain 4. That's still a net gain of 1, though, so yes. Cast with Escalate 2 modes, gain 4 life, target opponent, sacrifice a creature. Gain 4, sack a creature. White. We're relying very heavily on this bird for our white. Alright, going 16. And they are going to bolt our bird. That's fine. Here's a Nest Invader, opponent. Opponent taking the time to read Nest Invader, which is totally fair. Alright. Well, we can't counter a Searing Blood by sacrificing a Eldrazi Scion if they target it with a Blaze. We can target a Searing Blood if they target it. Draw a couple lands here, or Through the Breach, or a land plus Through the Breach. I'll take a Noble Boy. I'm going to go ahead and get in there for 3. We have to be able to clock them back, and it's looking like a game where if we can get them to 1 Emrakul swing, that seems beneficial for us. Alright. Through the Breach is now the best draw in our deck. Through the Breach will reduce their life total to actual 0. Opponent's hitting us to 9 here with only 2 cards in hand, which means both have to be bolts. And they have to draw a bolt in order for them to kill us to actual dead. But it is possible. Let's find out. Alright, show me Through the Breach. That's a Lotus Cobra. Not even very good right now. We're going to cast our Lotus Cobra, but it's pretty likely that we die in the next turn or two, so. Get in there for 3. Every turn we hit them for 3 is another turn that they have to actually kill us. I'd imagine we probably have one more draw step at the a Through the Breach if we even get that. If the opponent, for example, just has like double Boros Charm here, we die. Well then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Why are you a turn slow, Titan? Alright, so we don't have to shock this in because 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Nope. Yes. Yes. Green. Yes, is Titan. Wish we had a life gain land in the deck again. Second time that we've been asked about that. Or second time that's been relevant. Yes. So we're going to grab Wimbish Kites and Kessig Wolfrun, because we're actually at the point where Kessig Wolfrun might just get it there for us anyways. So let's see what the Wimbish Kites hides. A Blessed Alliance is real good. I mean, like, legitimately better than you would think. We are going to get in here for 4. Then we're going to pass the turn. We have 1 creature covered. 2 creatures is a little bit dicier of a situation. Opponent paying costs. Scary. Scary, scary. Ooh, opponent untapping. Alright, so we're at 5. We're dead to any 2 bolts. Any 2 combinations of spells in your hand. That looks like a suspended Rift Bolt. So you know what the cool thing about this is? We had to start this by getting in for lethal. And then if they have something, we even get to hold this back. Boink, these 3. Go get our lands, yes. Let's go ahead and just get 2 fetches. I don't want to give too much information away. Yeah. A green and a red. And a red. Kessig Wolfrun on this one. Green, red. And we're purposely not going to tap out of the white here. I don't know if we can actually escalate it too, so let's go ahead and leave it double green. Target creature gets +1/+0 and trample. Is this a lethal swing opponent? Effects. We almost show them Second Blessed Alliance if they don't have it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Alright. Go ahead and cast this card. Just as a gain 4. Can I cast it with Escalate? Nice. We're gonna cancel it. I just want to cast it with gain 4 life. Yay, they did not have Skullcrack. Yes, we will grab a land. It'll be this one. They will go to 2. And then we have them dead next turn. Sweet. So if their last card in hand was a bolt, they already would have bolted us. I guess we're afraid of something like a light up the stage, because that can represent multiple bolts. Yep, alright, we got there. Game 3. Dicey preposition against Burn. If you're all out there enjoying the stream, definitely please remember, drop me a follow. It doesn't cost you anything and definitely supports the content I'm providing tonight. This will be our last league for the evening, as I do have work in about 6 hours. So, gotta get to that. Hopefully we just have Core Firewalker in our opening hand. That would be ideal. See what we have. A not very good hand again with a turn 2 Knight of the Reliquary. Seems to be our story against Burn. I can't turn down a turn 2 Knight of the Reliquary against Burn, especially as a 4/4, so we're going to go ahead and keep. Opponent also kept on 7. Not ideal. Lavamancer. Oof. Firewalker. See, I wanted to get all basics, but now I feel like I'm fine fetch shocking. To play this bird. And then passing through the turn. If this bird lives, which I do not expect it to live in the slightest, then we're golden. Okay, that attack for 1 resolves. We get to play a tap land. We get to play that. Yeah, okay. What I expected to happen happened, so we're now going to go fetch your basic planes and play this Core Firewalk. And then next turn we'll play a Knight of the Reliquary. Alright, opponent's turn. Here's my 2/2 opponent. I gain a life every time you cast a spell. For the record, I will start attacking with this 2/2 if they miss a land drop this turn. So we're going to yes. If they attack, we will snap block. Alright, opponent missing another land drop. There's a little rough for them. Yeah, we're just jamming this Knight of the Reliquary and getting in there with our dude. I doubt that it being tapped or attacking changes anything, so let's get in. We are only at 13. That's part of why I'm getting in here. Opponent's hand is literally all spells. Good news is we drew Blessed Alliance, so we've got 4 life in the bank. And you know what? It might be getting time to cash that in. So we're going to play Moss Wartbridge. Yeah. We're going to hide away here. Knight's getting pretty big. We already have a Through the Breach. Let's hide another Moss Wartbridge. You can actually play bridges off other things. So this is a swing for 6. This has him dead in 3. So yes, I'm just attacking with both. Seems fine. And I'll gain 4 life. Alright, opponent. Go ahead. You can't... I might as well do it before they can Skullcrack us. If we let them untap and play another land, they might Skullcrack us. We'd love to gain a life. So all their burn spells only do 2 at the moment, not 3. Because this will gain us a life before any of their burn spells resolve. We won the match. Alright, we're 3-0 with the Emrakul deck. So if you had told me before the stream, hey Alex, what result were you expecting? I would not have expected us to start 3-0. 2-1 maybe. Deck's cool. Deck's spicy. Deck does something awesome. But man, we're undefeated at the moment. Let's see if we can make this. See this right here where it says 0 trophies? Yeah. I'm tired of that saying 0. See if this is going to be the league that gives us our 5-0. I'm excited. Oh no, that means we have to play extra well. Because if we play poorly, we don't get trophies. Alright, guess we're just going to have to try extra hard and play extra well. Alright, we found an opponent. Join the match. See what they're playing. Something good, something bad. I guess it's kind of the question that we can ask ourselves. Are we playing something good or something bad? Lesser Hosen. Leader Hosen. Leader Hosen. I get it. Because he's so elite. I think I can get down on this. 3 lands means we guaranteed cast the Knight of the Reliquary. We play tap land on 1, Nest Invader on 2, Knight of the Reliquary on 3, and on 4 potentially cast an Emrakul. Turn 4 seems like a very reasonable turn to be comboing still. Yeah, so tap land. I don't want to accidentally yield through this somehow. Alright. I think a second Knight is probably where we're going to be. Blood Crypt tapped. Well, that says we're probably against Jund. Means this is going to be a grind. The grind. Oh no. Blue Delta says we're against Grixis Death Shadow. Nah, Grixis Control, right? Because they would have shocked there. Oh my god. We're 3-0 when we went against the other Generator Servants. We're against Boros Vengeance, I believe. So this is real bad for us. This is kind of great, but real bad for us as well. Because what the opponent does is they play an Illamog the Raged Boar. And then it attacks for 21 with an Emrakul the Aeon's Torn. So let's see if they have Through the Breach Emrakul here. Looks like Through the Breach Emrakul. Oh, is this just the clean swing for 21? Is this just the clean swing for 21? Gristlebrand. Gristlebrand's pretty good. This is only 13 damage though. So, yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's not fine. We're dead. We are so dead. But we're going to do the best we can. Alright, opponent only drew 7 cards, which means they have the cards they need in order to kill us in those 7 cards. It's probably just another Goryo's Vengeance, to be fair. Alright, we dead. We dead. Alright, you know what the good news is? They're kind of a graveyard deck, so these rest in pieces are good. The last version I saw also played Pentad Prism. If that's still true, this Abrade might be fine. I think this Abrade's fine anyways because it kills a Generator Servant. I think if we're bringing in Rest in Peace, these Knights lose a lot of value. Kind of ironic, we're just trying to kind of zoom past each other and throw Emrakuls at each other. I guess this is fine. Would you like to play first? We would. This hand has exactly a Rest in Peace and nothing else. Yeah, we just can't keep that. Alright, we're going to keep this, though. Titan's more castable. Emrakul wins the game better. Once Upon a Time finds a Sidoric. Pros and cons to literally every card in this hand. Since the opponent's a faster combo deck, I'm actually just going to bottom the Primeval. That just doesn't feel correct. Lowest Cobra in our hand. Alright, put an Emrakul back into our deck. So by putting Emrakul back into our deck, it's the Gemstone Caverns. Alright, so the opponent's on the play. We're on the draw. Let's see what we find here by casting this without paying its mana cost. We found a Bird's Paradise. Seems legit. We're going to Bird's Paradise this turn, Mosswort Bridge next turn, Lowe's Cobra Titan the turn after that if we get that many turns. I don't think we're getting that many turns. That sure sounded like a lot of turns. Alright, so we... Ooh. Now that many turns we might get. That makes me wish we'd kept the Emrakul. Oh no. Okay. This is fine. Kind of whiffing on these though. We have a Nest Invader. Cast a Lotus Cobra and pass the turn. Hope the opponent cannot turn, well, turn to us, but with Gemstone Caverns, it's kind of like their turn 3. If the opponent does it through the graveyard, that's a little unfortunate, because that means that that Rest in Peace hand might have been able to slow him down. But I just don't think that hand was keepable. So, trigger. Always yes, always yield. Green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have to tap out for the Titan. It's a little unfortunate, but I think that that's fine. Plains, trigger, white, green, white. Oh, wait. Undo. Dang it. Too late. I could have threw the Breach the Titan holding up a green, and then used the mana off the generated to cast this Nest Invader. Line of getting a Titan down to get some Mosswort Bridge is way better. Yep. I'm going to go ahead and grab double... Do we want to grab double Mosswort Bridge? That maximizes our chances of getting an Emrakul, but not of sticking with one. We get a land plus a... We have more attackers. Alright. Let's grab a Mosswort and a Wimbrisk. One of each. Generates mana. We're going to make blue. Blue. Should have made greens. Put Emrakul after this one. Any order on those. Alright, so if our opponent does not kill us this next turn, we get to kill them. So, only fair that they don't kill us here and we get to kill them. They killed us game 1, we get to kill them game 2. It's like Pokemon. We take turns in combat. I mean, opponent's probably, almost certainly the slightly faster deck, but I'm still hoping for that win. I'm hoping we can squeeze it out. Alright, let's see what they have. Generator's Servant doesn't do it. Alright, looks like we got there. Looks like we got there. Alright, so... pre-combat, we play this. Generate a green. Spend a white. No, the other green. Nest Invader. Yes. Go to combat. Just in case they have a push, they did not. Attack with 3 things. No. Cast Emrakul. Okay. I want a Braid to deal with that Generator Servant. I have a feeling that we would have died had we had one more turn. Blessed Alliance is awkward because it's not even good against an Emrakul swinging in at us or a Gristlebrand. I'm actually going to cut the second Blessed Alliance and bring in Ancient Grit. Bring in Bojuka Bog. We don't have it as a tutorable with Knight, but I still think that's fine to just have it in our hand. Chance our opponent just plays a Faithful Slitting effect. This is the kind of hand we're looking for. So if our opponent doesn't kill us on turn 3, we get to throw an Eldrazi at their face. So let's keep. Opponent also kept on 7. Not sounding so good for the home team. Alright, Basic Forest, Noble Hierarch. So the cool thing about Lowe's Cobra is you can actually also save fetch lands, where you don't necessarily have to crack them right away. So we can go Lowe's Cobra, play a fetch land, go. Now I think we just want to draw a Bojuka Bog. See what the opponent discard. A Gristlebrand and a Merchant of the Veil. Alright, let's draw. We're not lucky enough to hit the card we asked for, even though we asked very nicely. I think it's worth it just to get out another Lowe's Cobra here. So let's go ahead and add green. We can fetch, get a tap land. Green. Lowe's Cobra. Alright, well, we have Through the Breach next turn, assuming we're not dead this turn. Let's find out. Could be. Could be. Opponent do 3 cards off a Catharic Reunion. They're paying costs. That's scary. It's real scary. But, however, if they draw again, dies to a single Emrakul swing. So, maybe they don't want to do that. Oh, it has haste. They're gonna... What am I thinking? Opponent's thinking. It's a little unfortunate they had the Goro's Vengeance, but it's a little to be expected at some point. This is what their deck does. It's similar to Neo Shoalbrand. My friend Andrea, who was in the chat earlier, Capolo, played this deck and actually beat me with it at an MCQ that he top 8'd. Once Faithless Looting became banned, he said there's no reason to play this deck anymore. Alright, well, if the opponent did not draw into Thoughtseize, they have died. Find out. Opponent's at 5. Swamp, and this looks like the Thoughtseize. Opponent's looking for the Thoughtseize through their massive hand, I'm sure. So we're just hoping to rip whatever combo piece they take off the top. If they take Emrakul, we want to draw into a Titan. If they, that's fine. That's why we played out a second Cobra. Pitched a guide to be able to brutality us. Well played. So we are almost certainly dead with the opponent having the number of cards they have in their hand. They have 15 cards in hand. They will tailor the perfect 7. They do have Pentab Prisms. Called it. So we just need to draw a Through the Breach off the top, and we get to win this game. Not, like, our opponent's life total will be 0. Through the Breach. Come on, I need everyone to pool their energy in there and put a Through the Breach on top of our deck. Through the Breach. Guys, I just don't think we can survive. So we're going to play this Nest Invader out. And it's going to trigger and do stuff. And then we're going to play this Birds of Paradise. And its job's going to be to block. So we're like not even going to play the land out here because we want to have additional mana. And it's 2 mana if we leave it in our hand, as opposed to just 1 later if we cast it. Sorry, 3 in our hand. Alright, opponent, what was the 7 new cards you kept? Through the Breach? Yep. Emrakul? Yep. So, we're not dead. We just feel dead. Let's keep playing. I see no reason not to finish this out. Keep going. We can draw 4 lands into a Through the Breach. The opponent just has to have, anything in order to kill us. It looks like a second Through the Breach. Yeah, Itlamog's going to do it. Alright, well played, opponent. Darn, we took a loss. Alright, and it was close, too. If we had, only we'd been able to cast that Through the Breach a turn sooner. Actually, the opponent didn't draw into Thoughtseize. They drew into Collective Brutality. So I wonder if that second draw, when they were trying to determine whether or not they should do it or not, was actually going for the Ape in order to pitch cast. Sorry about that. I wanted a piece of candy and didn't want you all to have to hear me enjoy it. So this is the last match. Let's see how it goes. With the Emrakul deck. Unfortunately, finally picking up a loss against the Gristlebrand deck. Tale as old as time. Gristlebrand versus Emrakul. Usually they're hand-in-hand buddies. Join this match. 10-player opponent had both. Emmanuel, Control, God. Okay. So this guy calls himself a Control God. I think we can keep this. So Once Upon a Time finds neither reliquary. That looks pretty good. Plains Pass doesn't feel very control gaudy. That feels more Death and Taxes-y. Through the Breach means that we want to find Emrakul with this. That's why we take draw steps. I don't... Was I lying and I actually went the Titan? No. No. Definitely want Emrakul. Play the Forest. Don't play the Dryad Arbor on accident. Play out the Noble. Okay, so on 2 we're playing Tapped Mosswort Bridge, Nest Invader, and on... Oh, looks like the opponent is on control. Alright, so let's cast this Nest Invader. If the opponent wishes to counter my 2/2. Okay, my 2/2 will make a 1/1. I will play tap land. Neither Reliquary is not the best to put underneath there, but I've had worse. Might also incentivize them to Field of Ruin that, which seems pretty good for us overall. I think we want the opponent to like tap out for a Teferi. Like just tap 3 Teferi. Opponent is the Slow Control Grind. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to combat. We're only going to get in for 2 here, and then we're going to pass the turn. Pass the turn. Then what we're going to do is if during the opponent's end step, we're going to Through the Breach. If it resolves... Okay. Yes. Plains. The opponent doesn't want to be attacked for 3 anymore a turn. That's very reasonable in my eyes. So hopefully they don't have double interaction in the form of something here plus a Force of Negation. Very possible, Mike. Yes, I would like to play the 2 life. Go ahead and cast this Through the Breach. Oh, great. Yeah, we're going to put in this Emrakul. I'm not sure what you were expecting. This one has protection from your deck and will attack at 16 power. Also, it single-handedly turns on Mosswort Bridge. Emrakul's big. Real big. Alright, let's go to our turn. Now the Reliquary is fine. That's not what we're looking to do. We're just gonna get in there for 16 annihilating damage. Oh, no way. Okay, the opponent tried for the Terminus, and I don't blame them. That's cute, though. That's real cute. Hieroglyphic Illumination. So the opponent is indeed on a hard control list. Alright, we got there. So the opponent's on hard control, so I think we want these Nahiris as additional ways to do things. I don't think... I think with the way the opponent's deck's built, we don't want more dead cards, so even though Rest in Peace might counter some of their cards, it also might put us in a position where it just loses us the game. Losing you the game is not where you want your cards to do. So, the generation statements are pretty bad overall. Let's try it like that. Not sure if that's correct. I feel like against control, we can grind. We've got quite a few lands that do stuff. And free spell, our lands being able to also bring a spell along with them seems very good against our control opponent. We'll find out, though. Worried for a second that I forgot to turn back on the mic. So our opponent's probably also bringing Dispels, I'd imagine. Which means they are If we don't have a Through the Breach in hand, I'm probably casting Once Upon a Time on their turn. Because the only cards in our entire deck that get Force of Negation are Once Upon a Time, Through the Breach, and Nahiri. Since our opponent's taking a moment, I will be right back. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning here, and I'm just trying to finish out this league. Casting Emrakul I heard is pretty good against control, but darn, if we had just one land over one of these Emrakuls, this hand would be pretty darn good. Alright, let's go ahead and keep this mulligan. Yep. I guess we bought him a fetch. Yeah, that seems correct. Alright, so we're going to take this Windswept Heath. A little sad that the Nahiri went where it did. And let's draw. Right. Now we get to fetch a forest. And play Noble Hierarch on 1. Now on 2, assuming this Noble Hierarch survives, we get to go Windbrusk Heights, Nest Invader. And then potentially be set up in a position to be casting Emrakul on 3 again. I guess we threw the breach the last game. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. So since that's such a good one, I think I still want to play the Windbrusk Heights tapped. Because I'm trying to bait this Field of Ruin activation. So I guess I'll grab another Windbrusk Heights. I shouldn't have any ordered. I should have put the Nahiri on top, but that seems fine. And then we'll play a Nest Invader and pass the turn. If the opponent wants to counter that, that's perfectly fine. We have another one. We have better things. We have knights. It's great. Nest Invader is that awkward thing of I don't want to counter this, but I have to. We actually have very few 2-drops opponents, so that was a good use. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, so opponent probably has Monolith here. But I have to go for it. Knights are a huge payoff if it sticks, although they probably have Path too. Okay. So this didn't immediately die, but it will die in a moment. End step Path. Cycle, that's fine. Unfortunate that Windbrusk Heights, I can't sack to this Knight of the Reliquary. Right, let's go ahead and sack this. And grab Riot Arbor. So we now have 3 attackers, so they're going to Field of Ruin us. I'm going to pause to give them the time. Oh no. Don't want to field us, huh? Alright. Let's go to combat, opponent. Alright, this is where the opponent's going to field us. We're going to turn off auto yields. If the opponent fields us pre-combat, it also grows our knight. If they don't, this Windbrusk Heights, putting another Windbrusk Heights underneath it was very real for a real reason. Alright, so we're in the beginning of combat. Let's keep going. We're going to go to attacks. We attack with all 3 here. Now they basically have to blow it on the heights, although they don't get to give us the extra mana now, so that was pretty smart of them. No, we will not shock that in, and we'll play a Nest Invader. Pass the turn. So, see what the opponent does here. We are pressuring their life total. We're being a bad green aggro deck currently. What if that turns? They do have Mystic Sanctuary. Alright, so they had multiple snares. Click, huh? Alright, click targeting us. We got nothing you can legally take, opponent. See if they feel this now. Kind of crazy that they didn't, which makes me a little sad as well, because that means that we would have been able to cast an Ahiri off of it. I still think it was correct, because especially when they had the field already sitting in play, but opponent definitely next leveled us. To the next level. So let's see here. Let's attack with everything. The opponent just thinks we don't have anything ever now, which is reasonable. We kind of don't. But believe it or not, this is play, so we actually can play an additional land. I don't want to put an Emrakul under one of these. I'm gonna, though. Alright, it's the opponent's turn. They're gonna field it. Emrakul's gonna be put into exile. They're at 4, though. Yeah, grab planes. Why couldn't Emrakul have been under the Wimbrisk Kites? Am I right? Am I right? Alright, so if we draw Kessig Wolfrun, we're lethal. We don't even need Kessig Wolfrun. We should attack with... I guess we go to the beginning of combat step and see if the opponent taps us down. So that's the first step. If the opponent does not tap down our team, we'll figure out what we're getting in with. Okay. Alright, so it is just tap our team. So let's go ahead and sacrifice here. Grab a Mosswort Bridge. Trigger. I deny the reliquary. Any order. Alright, that's fine. Tap all of my stuff and draw a card. Second main, we'll play second oh no, we've already played a land this turn. The Wood Foothills. We're going to fetch a Stomping Ground because we need to have access to red. Possibly I should have just grabbed Kessig there. But I kind of like having it as a bit of a surprise. Especially if the opponent leaves his click back. The opponent can't afford to leave. This leads me to believe that they might just have it over the course of the next few turns. Tap land, no. Untap, upkeep, draw. Titan, huh? So, taking a moment here to think. I think we just go to the beginning of combat, see if they tap our team again. If they don't, we'll see what happens. This looks like a cryptic into snap cryptic into kill you, which is a very common line out of these control decks. It's just what you sign up for when you're playing against them. So ideally, we draw next turn a Through the Breach. So when they cryptic tap our team, or snap cryptic tap our team, we then tap 5 lands and Through the Breach a Titan. So let's see what we can do. Thank you everyone for tuning in tonight, this morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, however you want to classify it. Okay, opponent, tap all, draw a card. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do this. And go get Kessig. Alright. Now we're good. So opponents very careful on their timing and very correct in their timing. Second main, we're going to play a Force and cast a Prime Time. It doesn't really matter how many threats they tap down, it's all the same to them. So hopefully opponent does not already have Snap Cryptic or another Cryptic, and if they don't, then we might be able to get there. Yes. So we're going to grab double Wimbrisk Kites. Yep. First one's going to hide away another knight, and then the rest in any order. And the second one's going to hide away an Emrakul. Rest in any order. Alright, so if we ever get to attack with 3 creatures again, it's going to be very rough for our opponent. Field of the Ruin, huh? Okay. What's your target, opponent? Mosswort Bridge. Okay. I actually have no more basics. Through the Breach. That's a Birds of Paradise. I'm going to leave it in my hand and go to combat. Looks like Cryptic tapped the team here. Come on, opponent. Tap your islands. We know you're going to do it. We know what evil plans you have in store for us. It's tap the team, right? I believe you've done it for 3 turns in a row running now. Maybe it was Path to Exile. Maybe it's double path? Oh. We're not in the position of being super smart players that go, what kind of lines can we take? We're turning our guys sideways if we get the opportunity. I assume the opponent's just correctly making sure that they're casting tap all, draw a card. Cryptic Command on Moto does have a lot. Well, Cryptic Command has a lot of modes, period, but on Moto it's extra difficult. So this will happen. And then we're going to put under a Mosswort Bridge, we're hoping to get a Through the Breach. Because if we manage to rig that, this Birds of Paradise is lethal. Oh my god, we might attack with the lethal Birds of Paradise. So what we do is next turn, we get to attack with a lethal Birds of Paradise. Oh, this feels like the way to win this league. The way to win this league is with this Birds of Paradise. So the opponent looks like they're going for Snap Cryptic. They're on their draw step for some reason. Maybe they'd stop drawing Cryptics and know that they've just died. Possible. We have 10 power even without the Titan, so even if they path it. if they, with Keswick Wolfram, we have the power regardless. Yeah, no, I think we're in a pretty good spot here. For our last match. Terminus. That's why you were tanking. Yes, that is a very good one, opponent. I don't think you should have tanked on that one. I think you should have just cast it. Bottom, those two on top. Well, our Through the Breach plan, while cute, no longer valid. So we're going to play this tapped. So you don't want to be dead to the second click our opponent has. Play Nest Invader. Just make a colorless thing. And we might as well try and get 3 attackers into play as well. That way we have another free spell under there as well. Possibly the opponent just has more Wrath effects. In fact, no. It's correct to commit 3 things, I feel, here. They still have Snap plus whatever other line they may want to take. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, opponent just goes to untap and fetches during their upkeep. Grabs Mystic Sanctuary, targeting probably Cryptic Command. Mystic Sanctuary, powerful magic card. Yes. Targeting Terminus. Alright. That's spice. So opponent's gonna Emrakul a Terminus. This is fine though. Like, sure opponent, any order. I guess we should have kept the bird in our hand, but you're at 3. Hopefully we can... Uh-oh, this looks like another threat you're committing. What is this? Hardcast Angels. 2 angels. Yeah, we can't beat that. You got it. Good luck. Well played. Alright, so... Alright, so let's see. The opponent didn't really use their graveyard at all. Opponent has 1,000,000 cryptic commands approximately. Probably bringing back in removal spells too. Just go ahead and run it like we have it. Oh my god, Marin, I love your content. I normally see it on YouTube. So what this is it's all based around Emrakul. So we're literally just trying to cheat Emrakul into play every way legal and modern. Generator Servant for extra mana. Knight of the Reliquary for Mosswort Bridge or Windburst Kites. And of course Through the Breach and Nahiri. So we're on our last match. We are 3-1 currently. Thank you. So I can't take credit for this. This is definitely a Corbin Hostler brew. He's been at it for a while. But as a brewing fan, I had to give it a shot. It's so cool to see you here today, Marin. Like, I rarely was able to watch anyone on Twitch due to my work schedule and life. But I am a subscriber on YouTube because I absolutely enjoy everything that you've put out. I found you about 6 months ago. I know my stream doesn't look nearly as professional as yours does, but, you know, I'm glad you were still happy tuning in. I'm the first channel in the Modern? Oh no, it's 1:30 in the morning. I wonder if, wonder if I should not go to bed yet if I'm currently the top channel in Modern. It's kind of exciting. Alright, we want to play first. Let's see if we can get a hand that's good against control. I think this is it. Lucksack. Oh, that's great. Oh my god, that's such a cute little icon. Yep. we're going to keep this. We're going to play a bird on 1, a nest invader on 2, and then if we rip an untapped land, we're going to through the breach and Emrakul. Opponent is on hard control. Their win conditions are literally Entreat the Angels and Vendilion Click. They are abusing the interaction between Mystic Sanctuary and Terminus, which I personally think is very, very spicy. I played a little bit of Mystic Sanctuary, but I tried it in more of a turn shell. Oh, by the way, Marin, I loved your Iron Crag feat video. That was just good fun times. Alright, so I guess we play the Dryad Arbor here since it's tapped, and then cast Nest Invader. They could have the Spell Snare again, but I don't think that we do anything to play around that. I'd be shocked if the opponents honestly still had Spell Snare in, because they shouldn't. So the opponent's also playing things like Hieroglyphic Illumination. Curious if they also have like Stoneforge Mystic, but I haven't seen it yet, and based on their name and how they've played this game, I would be shocked to see Stoneforge Mystic. We are currently down on clock though, so you know how that works in the control games of the clock can sometimes be what really decides the game. The opponent's on their main phase here. See what they do. So if we attack him with... Alright, so... I believe what we'll be doing is... Ooh. That Nahiri's so good. That Nahiri is so good. Alright, so... Go to combat. And let's hit our opponent for 2. Not a big hit. Exactly. So what we're doing this turn, Marin, is we're passing the turn. Because during their end step is when we're going to through the breach. Yeah. The only way this punishes us is if they Vendilion Click us. The good news is, on their turn, the good news is I don't think that their deck will. See what costs they're paying. Cycling Illumination, yep. Keep in mind, they are a Terminus deck. At any point, they can just go, well, Terminus ya. So we're hoping to avoid that. So opponent needs to have 2 pieces of counter magic here. And they likely have at least 1. Given that they just shocked in that Hollowed Fountain. I mean... So what you're saying is if the opponent... Alright, so... Probably, that's what I feel as well. We can't through the... The only thing we could through the breach here would be a Nest Invader, and that just seems less than ideal. Especially since they're taking up the Teferi here. That kind of scares me. Now I kind of wish we had gone for breach on our turn, but not much we can do about that. So the question here is, if we draw the 6th land... Alright, we didn't. Do we just go for breach here? I kind of feel like we just have to make them have it, right? This might be the one turn they're tapping down with Teferi. Yep, okay. See, having chat makes this so much easier because now my decisions aren't my own. They're everyone's. YOLO! No negation. YOLO! No negation. Come on. Come on, opponent. Don't make us wait. No, they have the Force of Negation. Of course they do. Alright. The good news is we're going to be able to chunk it this Tef. So now it dies if it minuses. Yeah, I think YOLOing it there was the correct play. pitching Cryptic Command, so there's definitely a very real cost to the opponent to being able to counter a spell there, but, you know, since it kept him alive, it seems reasonable. Draw step, click. Okay. Opponent, we've got a lot of good ones. A lot of good ones. So, if you could kindly just not take Nahiri, I guess. Although you can pressure Nahiri with your flyer. I think we hit him with the Nest Invader towards Teferi. And the Dryad Arbor. Assuming we draw a land. Because I'm assuming they're taking Nahiri here. If we do that, we get to hit Teferi for a minimum of 1. But, so also still dying if it minuses. But also probably 3, because I doubt they're trading off their click. Their click is one of their main win conditions. So the opponent does only have 2 cards in hand, mind you. So if we can resolve a Titan that goes and grabs, like, double Windburst Kites, that could also put them in a very tight spot. So the opponent's making the suspense build. Alright. Alright. The opponent took the Emrakul. The opponent took the Emrakul. What does that mean? What does that mean? Like, so if we tick up Nahiri, we can then tick it down to kill this click if it attacks us. So, yeah, I think we only get in at Tef with Nest Invader. They probably have second Force of Negation. Here's my read. They likely don't block this. Tef will take 2. Oh, they do. Oh my. Deal. So I don't think we can do Cobra plus Nahiri, right? Because if we do Cobra, the land enters tapped. Yeah, no problem. Trust me. Did it earlier where I shocked a land in and then only had 5 mana for a Titan. So, happens to all of us. We're just going to go ahead and jam this Nahiri here and hope it's not Spell Pierce in their hand. I doubt it is. But they know we have this Nahiri. Maybe that's also why they got rid of the click, because they knew we had Nahiri. What's the discard here? Is it Nest Invader? Or is it Lotus Cobra? Nest? Okay. Another Mosswort Bridge. Nice. Well, we're still going to put these out. We're going to put a Temple Garden under this. No, a Windswept Heath, since they have a Field of Ruin out. There's a non-zero chance that they're just going to snap Field of Ruin us. And this Nahiri, I mean, if we get 2 more turns with it, we're going to find ourselves in a position where we're going to have a very, very hasty, scary Emrakul. Alright, so, real talk. Do we not get Emrakul? Here's why. The opponent is clearly representing Cryptic Command. So, if we instead went and got... What could we get? Kessig Wolfrun? Could we... Or do we just... Same thing. Just go for the Emrakul. They are obviously a 4 Cryptic Command deck. Make that one of their 3 cards in hand be a Cryptic. Well, if this Nahiri loot gets us into our A plus B combo, we kill them. They don't have Cryptic. I like your read. Oh no, they wouldn't have Jace in a heartbeat. No, as soon as Jace hit the battlefield, they don't have Cryptic. So what we're hoping to do is rip through the breach, I guess. Knight of the Reliquary is not bad. Yeah, I think it's loot, discard, Cobra, right? Because loot, you have to discard first. Okay. Would you like to discard a card? Yes, we would. Lois Cobra. Drawing the second Nahiri there's not even that bad, I don't think. Is it hit Jace or is it hit Teferi for one? It's one of them. And then it's play Knight. So let's play Mosswort. See what we're going to hide away here. We are going to try and hide away the Through the Breach here. So let's see here. This looks like a swing at... Neither one of these are awesome. I guess Jace. I don't think there's a wrong choice. I think ideally we want both of these dead, but Teferi will tick up still over the turns. Probably down on this Knight, though. So this is probably the turn they're ticking down on their Knight. Or, yeah, ticking down on Teferi on Knight. Or Jace. Teferi can't win a game, Jace can. I agree with that logic. You know who else can win a game? Nahiri. Alright, so the opponent is fetching and grabbing a regular island, which is a little scary because they could have grabbed a Mystic Sanctuary to put Force of Negation on top. But I guess they feel like they have to answer this Nahiri. So, of note, now that they have this Jace going, they can Terminus during our combat. So if we choose to ultimate this Nahiri, we should plan to cast the second one post-combat. What does Nahiri Ultimate do? So Nahiri Ultimate says, search your library for a creature card, put it on the battlefield, it gains haste, and return it to your hand at the beginning of the end step. So it's effectively a Through the Breach, so instead of sacrificing your creature, gives it back. That's why I loved it in Titan Shift, because you could put in a Titan, and if it didn't kill them already, which it usually did, you received a Titan back to cast next turn. I was actually able to win a game against Lantern Control, where I was never able to attack due to Ensnaring Bridge, but I ultimated Nahiri twice, just put in Primetime, brought it back, put in Primetime, brought it back. Let me sleep. Oh my god, your name is so relevant as it's like 2 o'clock in the morning over here. Alright, so draw step. Thank you so much all for tuning in again. I appreciate you all being here with me. If you're enjoying this, definitely drop me a follow. It costs you nothing and lets you know next time I go live. Also, if you want to check out my past broadcasts as well as some of my YouTube content, you can check out the link directly above me. I made it a nice short link because the YouTube link otherwise is very, very long. 4:46 a.m. here. You are Central Time, aren't you? Midwest, possibly? Alright, so the opponent still here is ticking up their Teferi, which... that's not great. Texas. Nice. Nice. I have a couple friends that live in Texas as well. Alright, so the question here of, do we ultimate the Nahiri? So, they can currently cast Terminus. There's no way for us to manipulate this Through the Breach. Oh, I'm also in Cali, for the record. So... if we ultimate this Nahiri, and they Terminus us, that's pretty bad for us, right? Ontario, Canada. Fabulous. I have a friend that lives out that way. So, we can talk over a couple lines. Our opponent only has 6 minutes left here. Do we, just go to combat and attack the Jace? Or do we... If we cast Primeval Titan, we'll get more lands in play. But if they have Cryptic Command, they can... They don't have Cryptic Command, they would have bounced the Nahiri or something. Unless they're planning on tapping our team. My read here is Terminus. So unfortunately, I'm losing 2 of my mana sources if it is Terminus. And I can't cast this Nahiri. I know there's so many lines of play. It's like, which one do we take? Alright. I think I've settled on a line of play. Which is... We're going to float a green here. So, what if you Nahiris for a Titan just to ramp? See, that's what I was saying, is, can they... I think that's actually the correct line here. Yeah, let's do it. Get Nahiri'd, opponent. Oh, what if they have Stifle Bird? That would be kind of cute, too. Alright. Meet our prime time, opponent. It is the time of his prime. I think I like the value ramp line here as well, Marin. Because they have to Wrath our board. So I think we actually grab... We just grab Kessick and Windbreast Kites. Because then Kessick is amazing in the future, and we have our white source now. And now if they have Terminus, we can sack the forest. We're going to put the Emrakul under this, but it'll never ever be able to work. Go to combat, see if they let us attack. Correct. But Mosswort only gives us a Through the Breach at the beginning of combat. Or they're not letting us attack. Yeah, we're going to use Mosswort to Through the Breach in the second Titan. I assume we just kill the Jace, right? We already established that we're killing Jace. And if they so let's see if they Terminus now. Wow, up to 7 viewers, so many people here. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate all of you being here. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's still beginning of combat. After they tap our team, we're going to put in Titan. Additionally, Titan's going to go grab 4 lands. Our opponent's just letting us have it. The only reason why that's suspicious is because... That seems a little weird, doesn't it, Marin? Alright, so we're going to get in there. Trigger. Yes. Go ahead and grab Stomping Ground, Windburst Kites. No. Trigger. Another Through the Breach, huh? I think it's actually just once upon a time here. We already have a Through the Breach under something, and it's really bad to have a Through the Breach under Mosswort Bridge. Oh wow, they didn't have it. Should have just gone for the Emrakul. Oh no, they did have it. This is just how they're doing it. Okay, that's fair. This is it. They are just doing it. Any order? It's fine. Post-combat. I don't think we want to put in a Primeval Titan into a Terminus, so... Even though we could have activated our Mosswort Bridge, I don't think we wanted to Through the Breach there. I think playing out the bird here is fine. Because the bird is currently threatening every planeswalker. Kessig Wolf runs crazy like that. This has become quite the real game. I mean, you can activate Mosswort. You cannot cast the spell. If it's a land under Mosswort, you can play it. If it's at a time that you can normally play a land, I believe. Because I know you can definitely put lands underneath them and play them if you have not played a land yet this turn. So here I think we just go to combat and kill Jace. Alright, so we went to Lucksack just for clicks and stuff. Vendilion click, obviously, not the clicks we're doing currently. Alright, so we're going to make this a 2-power dude. Kill their Jace. Kill their Jace. Wait, what? I was going to say, that part surprises me. Grab a plains. Post-combat, we'll cast this Lowe's Cobra. Pass turn to our opponent. Opponent's answering every threat we put in play. Uh-oh. 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 This game's felt so close the entire time, right? Yeah, I resolving to here, you get Emrakul fast definitely sounds like the line here. So, I'm actually just going to start by casting the Nahiri. You have 3 cards in hand, probably have the counter after Jacing. Yep. Snapcaster Mage, Archmage's Charm, probably. Oh no, or Force of Negation, Archmage's Charm, it's all the same. Now I think we slam Titan, right? Alright, so Prime Time they just bounce again, but it thins our deck. And we can go get Kalani Garden as another 0-1. Yep. Kalani Garden, Dryad Arbor. So we now have 2 creature-based lands. Always yield, yield through turn. So we now have 3 bodies on the battlefield to pressure this Jace. Seems like a not terrible place to be in. Opponent's gonna fetch here and probably field. Oh. If they Field of Ruin us, they won't be able to Terminus us, and they're definitely gonna Terminus us. Definitely gonna Terminus us. Yes. Alright. They are timing out first at the moment. And for 3 minutes, I mean, we've been here for an hour. I'm willing to see the 3 minutes through. Oh, that's Big Tef. Oof. Wow. Opponent's taking the game like a ball and running with it. That is Emrakul the answer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We're getting really close to just casting this thing. Like, I just counted 12. We don't have another basic to get, unfortunately. But that's fine. So we need 3 more mana-producing lands in play. Good thing I didn't put this Windswept Heath underneath my library. Draw. Windswept Heath. Fetch. Alright, so we're up to 13. So we only need 2 more mana-producing lands. So draw. Oh no, not Emrakul. That's not what we wanted to draw. Alright, so the reason why is because with if we're able to get to 15 lands, Emrakul's uncounterable. It doesn't matter how many, and actually maybe second Emrakul's not so bad as long as it was turn late and $1 short right there. So I'm putting Knight of the Reliquary underneath it. Pass through to them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Yep, still not there. Sorry, opponent, not trying to play games with the clock. You can't play the land into your green land. I actually can play that land into the green land if I ever get 10 power in play again. I have to get 10 power in play in order to do the hideaway. Still got a Temple Garden to fetch, I think. Alright, let's see. That's a Birds of Paradise, and the opponent is now zeroing their Jace every turn. Alright, so... and that's how the opponent's going to kill us with 2 minutes. Let's entreat the Angels. They were miracling it on their turn as well. So now, though, they'll have haste. Yeah. Oof is an accurate description of what just happened to us. Yeah. That's an accurate description of what's about to happen to us. So, let's see here. Those of you that can't see it, oh, it's not there. Marion just said oof and then rip, because that was pretty oofy and pretty rippy. You know what? Our opponents earned the right to kill us. Let's go ahead and let them kill us. So I'm actually going to turn off auto yields and I'm going to fetch the Dryad Arbor here. I didn't count. I'm sure I'm down lands, not up. But let's see. I'm fighting the good fight, opponent. I'm sure I have nowhere near 15 lands in play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We tried so hard, everyone. Alright. Alright. Well, I already said I'm going to let him kill us. So, I'm going to let him kill us. I am going to try and attack their Jace. Send it a message. We are still not currently timing out first, but we probably will time out first. Or, we'll probably die first, rather. Sorry. Cast this Titan, and pass through the turn. So this Titan doesn't matter. They can just let it resolve and kill us. Yeah. Use its ability? Sure. These are the 2 Temple Gardens we needed to draw. We had 2 turns to draw them, and we did not. We tried our best. Alright, everyone. This looks like the end for us, but thank you so much for tuning in. It was a pleasure hosting all of you. If there's a deck you would like to see played on my stream, as you see, I'm willing to play some wild things, then definitely send me a message. Either on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. It's all the same. Marin, let me sleep. I appreciate both of you chatting in my chat today. It was wonderful. You helped the end of the stream, definitely. Carry me through the end of the stream, definitely. I am going to go ahead and go to bed, though, because I do have work in about 7 hours. Let's see, maybe the Naya Bone Crusher Zoo. I am down to play that Naya Bone Crusher Zoo. Yeah. Alright, you know what? Marin, I'm going to make sure that the next video I upload is going to be that Bone Crusher Zoo. That 4-3, after having a shock that prevents damage, seems pretty hot. I'm in. Alright, so let me cut the YouTube recording. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Please hit that comment button, that subscribe button, that like button, and leave a comment down below.